My beloved child, listen to me now. Do not move away from this moment. Do not treat this as another sound passing through your ears and disappearing into the noise of the day. I am not speaking to you casually. I am not calling you without purpose. I am reaching for your heart because there is something within you that has been growing tired in silence, and if you turn away too quickly, you may miss the very word that was sent to strengthen you. I am not joking, my child. There are moments in life when heaven interrupts the ordinary flow of time, not with thunder, not with a storm, not with a voice that shakes the earth, but with a quiet urgency that touches the deepest part of the soul and says, "Stop here, listen now, do not pass this by." This is one of those moments. You may think you found this by accident, but I tell you, nothing that reaches your heart at the exact hour of your need is without meaning. You have been carrying thoughts that no one else has heard. You have smiled while your spirit felt heavy. You have answered people with simple words while inside you were asking questions that felt too painful to explain. You have wondered why some doors closed, why some people changed, why some prayers seemed to travel into silence, and why your heart still feels unfinished after everything you have endured. But I have seen it all. I saw the night when you turned your face away from everyone and tried to hold yourself together. I saw the moment when you wanted to cry, but no tears came because you had already cried too much. I saw the strength you used just to keep going when no one applauded you, no one understood you, and no one knew how close you were to giving up. And I am speaking now to tell you that your hidden struggle has not been hidden from me. My child, I need to talk to you because you have been close to believing a lie. A lie that says, your waiting means I have forgotten you. A lie that says, your weakness means you are not chosen. A lie that says your mistakes have canceled your future. A lie that says what broke you has the final word over you. But hear me clearly. The voice of fear is not the voice of truth. The voice of shame is not my voice. The voice that tells you to give up is not the voice of the one who created you. I am the one who calls you by name. I am the one who stayed when others walked away. I am the one who heard the prayer you could not finish. I am the one who held you when your own strength disappeared. Do you see, beloved? You did not survive because the pain was small. You survived because my hand was near. You did not make it through those seasons because you understood everything. You made it because even when you could not see me, I was guiding your steps. There were dangers you never noticed. There were traps you never entered because I held you back. There were doors you cried over because they did not open, but if they had opened too soon, they would have wounded you in ways you were not ready to understand. So do not call every closed door rejection. Some closed doors are protection. Do not call every delay punishment. Some delays are preparation. Do not call every loss destruction. Some losses are separation from what could not enter your future. Remember Joseph. He carried a dream before he carried authority. He saw visions before he saw the palace. But between the promise and the fulfillment, there was a pit, there was betrayal, there was false accusation, there was prison, there was silence. If Joseph had judged his destiny by one dark chapter, he would have believed the dream had died. But what looked like abandonment was actually hidden construction. I was not finished with him when he was in the pit. I was not finished with him when he was forgotten. I was shaping him for a place he could not have carried without being formed in secret. So it is with you. You have looked at certain seasons and thought, this cannot be part of anything good. You have asked, why would I have to pass through this? Why would I have to lose that? Why would I have to wait this long? But my child, there are parts of your heart that can only be strengthened in the hidden place. There are roots that only grow in dark soil. There is faith that only becomes steady when it has learned to stand without immediate evidence. I am not delaying because I am careless. I am not silent because I am absent. I am working in a depth your eyes cannot measure yet. You see the empty ground. I see the seed. You see the delay. I see the roots. You see the silence. I see the foundation being laid. And when the appointed time arrives, you will understand that I was not late. I was precise. My beloved child, I know you feel the weight of time. I know you have counted days, weeks, months, and years. I know you have watched others receive what you prayed for and wondered why your own answer seemed far away. I know the ache of comparison that tries to enter your heart quietly. You see someone else moving forward, and you begin to ask if you have been left behind. But listen to me. Their season is not the measurement of your promise. Their path is not the pattern by which your life is judged. I do not work with every soul in the same order, because every heart carries a different assignment, a different formation, a different purpose. What I am doing in you is not a copy of what I am doing in someone else. You are not forgotten because someone else arrived first. You are not late because another door opened for another person. You are being led according to the design I wrote over you before you understood your own name. Do not let comparison steal your peace. Do not let another person's chapter make you despise your page. Do not let what you see outside make you doubt what I am doing inside. There is a work taking place in you that is deeper than public progress. There is a strengthening that cannot be posted. There is a healing that cannot be measured by human applause. There is a quiet rebuilding that heaven values, even when the world overlooks it. You may not look different to others yet, but inside, you are not the same person you used to be. You have survived things that once would have crushed you. You have learned to keep breathing through moments that once would have broken your will. You have learned to pray with fewer words, but more truth. You have learned that my presence is not always felt as fire. Sometimes, it arrives as enough strength to stand one more day, and that is not small. My child, I want you to understand the sacredness of this moment. When I say I need to talk to you, I am not calling you into fear. I am calling you into attention. There is a difference. Fear makes you run in confusion. Attention makes you stand still and receive direction. Fear says something terrible is coming. My voice says something important is being revealed. I am not here to frighten you. I am here to awaken you. There is a part of your life where you have become too used to surviving. You have called it patience, but much of it has been quiet, exhaustion. You have called it maturity, but sometimes it was only the habit of lowering your hope so disappointment would hurt less. You have called it peace, but often it was only silence wrapped around pain. I see that, beloved. I see how you have trained yourself not to expect too much, not to ask too deeply, not to dream too openly, because you were afraid another delay would wound you again. But I did not create you to live without expectation. I did not place breath in you so that you would only endure. I did not place faith in you so that it would remain buried beneath fear. There is still life within you. There is still a call within you. There is still a door ahead of you that has not yet opened, not because it is denied, but because the moment is still being prepared. And while the door is being prepared, I am preparing you. Do you remember Abraham? I called him out before I showed him everything. I said, "Go to the land I will show you." I did not give him every detail in advance. I gave him a promise and required trust. That is how faith often walks. It does not always receive the whole map. It receives the next step, and in taking that step, the next light appears. So I am asking you now, will you trust me without seeing the entire road? Will you walk even if your heart trembles? Will you release the need to understand every detail before obeying? Will you believe that I am not leading you into emptiness, but into a deeper place of belonging? My child, some of what you are holding is not peace. It is fear wearing the clothing of caution. Some of what you are calling wisdom is only a memory of pain trying to protect itself. Some of what you refuse to release is not love, but attachment to what feels familiar. And I am not exposing this to condemn you. I am exposing it to free you, because the life ahead of you cannot be carried in the old posture. You cannot step into freedom while gripping chains because they feel familiar. You cannot receive new wine while refusing to let go of the old container. You cannot walk into the room I have prepared while insisting on sleeping beside the ruins of what already ended. There are things I am gently loosening from your hands, not because I want to leave you with less, but because I want your hands open enough to receive what is real. What is from me will not require you to lose your soul to keep it. What is from me will not demand that you shrink, pretend, beg, chase, or destroy your peace. What is from me may require faith, but it will not require the death of your true self. Listen carefully, beloved. In the coming season, you must learn to discern the difference between what feeds your spirit and what only keeps your fear entertained. Some voices will sound urgent, but they will drain you. Some opportunities will appear bright, but they will pull you away from your center. Some people will want access to the healed version of you, while still speaking to the wounded version they knew. You must not let every voice become your guide. Return to stillness. Return to prayer. Return to the place where my voice becomes clearer than panic. You do not need to answer everything immediately. You do not need to explain yourself to everyone. You do not need to prove that you are changing. A tree does not argue that it is growing. It simply remains rooted, and in time, fruit appears. So, remain rooted in me. When confusion rises, pause. When fear speaks loudly, breathe. When old pain tries to make a decision for you, step back. When someone tries to pull you into the version of yourself I am healing you from, come close to me. I am teaching you a new way to live. Not from reaction, but from presence. Not from fear, but from trust. Not from the old wound, but from the new heart I am forming within you. My beloved child, I see how much you have blamed yourself. You have replayed old decisions and wondered if you ruined something forever. You have thought about words you should have said, doors you should have entered, people you should not have trusted, moments when you should have been stronger. And the enemy has used those memories like stones, placing them one by one on your chest until breathing became hard. But I say to you now, give those stones to me. Your regret is not stronger than my mercy. Your past is not stronger than my purpose. Your mistake is not stronger than my grace. Do you remember Peter? He denied me not once, but 3 times. He failed at the very moment he thought he would be brave. Shame could have written the rest of his story. Fear could have silenced him forever. But I met him again. I did not meet him to destroy him. I met him to restore him. I did not ask him to live forever under the name of failure. I called him back into love, back into purpose, back into the work prepared for him. So it is with you. You are not disqualified because you fell. You are not rejected because you were weak. You are not beyond restoration because you once chose wrongly. I am able to restore what shame tried to bury. I am able to rebuild what fear tried to abandon. I am able to speak life over the very place where you thought the story ended. But you must stop agreeing with the voice that calls you finished. You must stop naming yourself by the moment you broke. You must stop using your lowest season as the definition of your whole life. You are more than that chapter. You are more than that wound. You are more than that failure. You are mine. My beloved child, say this within your heart. I am still held. I am still loved. I am still being led. Let that truth become stronger than the accusation. Let it rise quietly but firmly within you. Because what I am doing now is not merely comforting you. I am repositioning you. There is a shift taking place beneath the surface. It may not announce itself loudly, but you will know it by the change in your reactions. What once controlled, you will begin to lose its grip. What once made you panic will begin to meet a deeper stillness. What once pulled you into old cycles will no longer feel like home. You may look at familiar things and feel a strange distance from them. Do not fear that. It is not confusion. It is growth. When a soul grows, old rooms feel smaller. When truth enters, false peace becomes uncomfortable. When healing begins, familiar pain loses its authority. This is why some things around you feel unsettled. I am not allowing you to remain in places that keep your spirit asleep. I am not letting you call bondage peace anymore. I am not letting you confuse survival with fullness. I am calling you deeper, and deeper sometimes feels like leaving what was familiar. But remember this, I do not call you out to abandon you. I call you out to bring you home. Home is not always a place. Sometimes home is the moment your soul finally rests in my presence. Sometimes home is when you stop performing for love and realize you already have it. Sometimes home is when you stop asking the world to name you and hear me say, "You are mine." Sometimes home is when the storm has not ended, but your heart no longer bows to it. That is the home I am building within you, a dwelling of peace, a foundation of truth, a place where fear does not govern every breath, a place where shame does not sit on the throne, a place where my word becomes stronger than the noise around you. And from that place, your life will begin to speak differently. You will not need to force influence. You will carry presence. You will not need to shout to be meaningful. Your peace will become evidence. People will come near you and feel something they cannot explain, not because you are perfect, but because you have been with me. Not because you have no scars, but because your scars no longer rule you. Not because you never suffered, but because suffering did not make you cruel. It made you deeper. That is a miracle, beloved, when pain does not steal your tenderness, when betrayal does not destroy your ability to love, when delay does not make you bitter, when loss does not make you faithless, when you can still say, "Lord, I trust you," even with tears in your eyes. Heaven sees that. I see that, and I honor it. My child, you have often asked for a sign. You have wanted something clear, something undeniable, something that would make your heart stop doubting. But sometimes the sign is not outside you. Sometimes the sign is that you are still here, still breathing, still listening, still wanting truth, still reaching for me even after seasons that could have made you walk away. Do not overlook that. The fact that your heart still responds to my voice is grace. The fact that you still desire healing is grace. The fact that you still have even a small flame of hope is grace. A bruised reed I will not break. A smoldering wick I will not put out. I do not despise a small flame. I protect it. I breathe upon it. I guard it until it becomes strong again. So bring me the small flame. Bring me the tired prayer. Bring me the unfinished faith. Bring me the questions you are afraid to say aloud. Bring me the fear that still visits you. Bring me the grief that still returns. You do not need to clean yourself before coming close. You come close, and I cleanse. You do not need to make your heart whole before giving it to me. You give it to me, and I heal. You do not need to understand the path before trusting my hand. You trust my hand, and the path becomes clear step by step. My beloved, there are blessings I am preparing, but I want you to understand them rightly. A blessing is not only a thing added to your life. Sometimes the blessing is something removed. Sometimes the blessing is clarity. Sometimes the blessing is courage to walk away. Sometimes the blessing is peace that returns after years of inner noise. Sometimes the blessing is the ability to sleep without fear. Sometimes the blessing is a healed heart that no longer begs for what wounded it. Do not limit me by expecting only one form of goodness. I know how to bless your spirit. I know how to bless your mind. I know how to bless your relationships. I know how to bless your path. I know how to bless your future. And I know how to protect you from blessings you are not yet ready to carry. A wise father does not give everything the child asks, for at the moment the child asks. Not because the father lacks love, but because love sees farther than desire. I see farther than your desire. I know what would help you, and I know what would harm you if it came too soon. I know what looks beautiful from a distance, but would become heavy in your hands. I know what you think you lost, and I know what I saved you from by not allowing it to remain. One day, you will thank me for some doors I did not open. One day, you will understand why certain people could not stay. One day, you will see that the delay did not mean denial. One day, you will recognize the protection hidden inside the disappointment. But until that day, I ask you to trust me. Trust me when you cannot trace me. Trust me when the answer is still forming. Trust me when the silence feels long. Trust me when the old fear says nothing is changing. Because I am changing things first where it matters most, within you. My beloved child, I am bringing order to your inner life. Where fear has ruled, I am placing peace. Where shame has spoken, I am placing truth. Where confusion has circled, I am placing discernment. Where exhaustion has hardened you, I am placing rest. This work may feel slow, but it is holy. Do not despise slow healing. A deep wound cannot be rushed without being harmed again. I am gentle with you because I know where you are tender. You have been hard on yourself for too long. You have spoken to yourself in ways I never spoke to you. You have called yourself weak when I called you held. You have called yourself behind when I called you being prepared. You have called yourself forgotten when I called you by name. Today, I want you to stop partnering with the voice that injures you. Begin to speak truth over your own soul. Say, I am not abandoned. Say, I am not finished. Say, I am not defined by what hurt me. Say, I am being rebuilt. Say, I am held by God. Say, I will not return to the old house of fear. Say, I will walk forward, even if my steps tremble, because trembling steps with faith are still steps forward. My child, listen carefully. The next season will require you to protect your peace differently. Not by building walls around your heart, but by building your heart upon me. There is a difference. Walls keep everything out, even what is good. A foundation keeps you steady, while still allowing life to enter. I am not teaching you to become cold. I am teaching you to become rooted. You can love without losing yourself. You can forgive without returning to bondage. You can be kind without allowing every voice to govern your soul. You can be gentle and still be wise. You can be open and still be discerning. This is maturity, not hardness, not bitterness, not suspicion, but a peaceful strength that knows where it belongs. You belong in me, not in the approval of people, not in the memory of past wounds, not in the success you hope to achieve, not in the fear of being left, not in the pressure to prove yourself. You belong in me. And when belonging becomes your foundation, rejection will not destroy you like it once did. Delay will not define you like it once did. Criticism will not control you like it once did. Loss will still hurt, but it will not become your identity. Waiting will still stretch you, but it will not empty your faith. You will begin to live from a deeper place, and from that deeper place, I will send you. Yes, beloved, I am not only healing you for yourself, I am healing you so your life becomes light for others. You may not feel ready, but readiness does not come from perfection. It comes from surrender. There are people who will need the comfort you received in secret. There are weary souls who will be strengthened because you did not give up. There are hearts that will listen to you because your words will carry the weight of someone who has lived through the valley and found me there. You do not need to pretend to have no wounds. Your honesty will become a doorway. You do not need to act superior. Your humility will become a light. You do not need to force anyone to believe. Your peace will become a testimony. Let your life speak. Let your healing speak. Let your patience speak. Let your gentleness speak. Let the way you rise after falling speak. People are tired of empty noise. They are longing for something real. And what I am forming in you is real. My beloved child, I need you to hear this before you move forward. Do not go back to what I am bringing you out of just because the new path feels unfamiliar. The familiar is not always safe. The familiar is simply known. Israel knew Egypt, but Egypt was still bondage. Peter knew the boat, but the miracle was on the water. Abraham knew his homeland, but the promise required departure. Joseph knew the pit and prison, but they were not his final place. You also must not confuse the old place with safety. I am calling you forward, forward into peace, forward into truth, forward into a life where you no longer apologize for growing, forward into a faith that does not need every answer before it obeys, forward into a love that no longer begs to be seen by those who cannot recognize it, forward into a future that I have not forgotten. There will be moments when fear asks you to return. It will remind you of uncertainty. It will tell you the old place was easier. It will tell you at least you knew how to survive there. But I did not create you only to survive. I created you to live. And life often begins when you refuse to return to what kept you small. So when fear speaks, answer with faith. When shame speaks, answer with grace. When delay speaks, answer with trust. When the enemy says, "This is the end," answer, "God is still writing." Because I am still writing. Your story is not finished. The chapter that hurt you is not the whole book. The season that humbled you is not the final sentence. The silence that stretched you is not proof of absence. I am still writing with mercy, with wisdom, with power, with love. And my beloved, what I write cannot be erased by the fear of man. Now place your hand upon your heart, not as an empty gesture, but as a sign that you are ready to listen inwardly. Breathe slowly. Let the noise settle. Let the rush of fear quiet down. I am near. I am not waiting for you at the end of a perfect life. I am here in this imperfect moment. I am here in the unfinished place. I am here where your questions remain. I am here where your faith feels small. I am here where your heart still aches. Say to me in your own words, Lord, I am listening. Say, Lord, lead me out of fear. Say, Lord, teach me to trust your timing. Say, Lord, rebuild my foundation. Say, Lord, help me not return to what you are healing me from. Say, Lord, I give you my weariness. Say, Lord, I receive your peace. My child, I receive the prayer that rises from your heart. Even if your words are not perfect, I hear the truth beneath them. Even if your voice trembles, I honor the surrender inside it. Even if you do not know how to pray fully, my spirit understands the groaning too deep for words. You are not alone in this moment. You are not alone after this moment. You are not alone in the waiting. You are not alone in the rebuilding. You are not alone in the decision. You are not alone in the unknown. I go before you. I walk beside you. I stand behind you. I surround you with a love that does not sleep, does not fail, does not withdraw. And now I speak this over you. The old fear will not own your future. The old wound will not name your identity. The old delay will not steal your hope. The old house of survival will not be your dwelling forever. I am bringing you into a wider place. I am teaching your soul to breathe again. I am restoring your ability to hope without terror. I am renewing your mind so that you may discern what is true. I am strengthening your steps so you may walk forward even before the full path appears. You are mine. You are held. You are seen. You are being led. And what I have begun in you, I will not abandon. So rise, beloved, not with arrogance, but with quiet faith. Lift your eyes, not because everything is solved, but because I am with you. Move forward, not because you feel no fear, but because my hand is stronger than your fear. Let go, not because letting go is easy, but because what I hold for you is greater than what fear told you to keep. I am not joking, my child. This moment matters. This word was not sent to entertain you. It was sent to wake you, heal you, steady you, and remind you who you are in me. Do not let it fall away as soon as the noise returns. Carry it with you. When you lie down tonight, remember that I am near. When you wake tomorrow, remember that mercy is waiting. When doubt visits again, remember what I told you. When old pain tries to speak, remember that I am rebuilding you. And when you feel weak, whisper only this: Jesus, hold me. I will. When you feel lost, whisper, Jesus, guide me. I will. When you feel afraid, whisper, Jesus, stay near. I am already there. Thank you for listening to this message. Know this, you are not merely a listener. You are chosen to live daily in the presence of the Word of God. Do not forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you do not miss any spiritual message. Amen.